Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a entertaining game in my Gallant. Going over the matchmaking, looking at independence, looking at no real radar threats, looking at the destroyer lineup, Icarus, Gaede, Hatsuharu, two of them, and Akasta. So this is kind of playtime for me, taking a break from ranked, and since Gallant's back in the shop, figured I'd get a game in there. And this game I am going to try to go 1v4. And it's my first time playing the Gallant, probably since my last video. And yeah, gotta try to get used to those gun arcs. The good news is, once you do get used to the gun arcs, they've got a really high fire chance, and you really can put in some work. My plan for this battle is basically to try to stall out the northwest flank of the map. I kind of expect ships to push up in this direction and basically do my best to delay. Usually what happens, you already start to see it, the battle of the lemmings. This south spawn typically likes to go here, north spawn typically likes to come up here. So I am looking to basically use my pretty good stealth, the Hatsuharus, and possibly some of the Royal Navy destroyers outspot me. So I'm just pushing up, and I run right into a Gaede. And, you know, there's me and this guy, we're gonna fight all game, and yeah, I'm not gonna ruin anything. I'm just gonna. Now he's turning out that salvo was. No, apparently it did hit him. I thought I aimed too low there. But at this point, it's probably best for me just to drop off. So I just turn in, and just gonna use this little boat's maneuverability just to avoid the fire till I drop off. And I should have done that before even the last salvo. And what my other objective is to basically push in on this buyer. Kind of expect this guy to turn out, and that's. I wasn't expecting him to turn that way. I was just kind of expecting him to turn out behind this island, but I guess he's turning away from my team, so I am gonna go on ahead and smoke up. This captain, I can't really go into it, but this captain has IFHE on it. And for some reason, this guy decides to blind shoot at me in the smoke. My torps that were meant for the Bayern just smash into that Dallas, and I'm just gonna start kiting. I'm gonna try to get whatever damage I can. I'm looking to see how much of my smoke screen I have left to play with, and really just try to get some solid damage in on this guy, because it's gonna get crazy with that Dallas up that close supporting him. So I'm turning, don't want to run into the islands. And this is one of the things about Gallant, is she's got a beautiful turning radius, beautiful handling. She accelerates like a dream. And I just couldn't ask. If every destroyer handled like this, I'd be a happy man. So this Dallas is just too close. I'm eating too much damage, so just gonna go dark here. I did get a bunch of damage in on the Gaeta, but I don't want to give them the chance to equalize the trade by, you know, engaging a cruiser this close to me. So actually, wait a minute. So Dallas was shooting at me, Gaeta was shooting at me. That's 2. Okay, yeah, it is 4v1. Dropping my torps on this Dallas. This guy's just trying to push me, and if you look, my team's already melting, so I'm just doing what I can to try to, you know, get the best kind of score I've got. With that many, with me already the last DD, this is sketchy that, you know, we'd have any sort of chance at winning this game. These torpedoes, they're sneaky, they hit hard, and without that Dallas, me and this Gaeta, we're gonna dance. Unfortunately, he's able to leave my concealment, and I can't aim. Now, some of these shots, they go right over his back, and I think I should be aiming a little bit lower, like that. I mean, I'm used to playing against tier 10 DDs, and, you know, I really should have hurt him in that engagement, and I didn't do it, and this right here is going to cost me. Apparently number 1's awake. So, pushing back, try to, you know, chase this guy down. I know that my flank is collapsing. I've got DDs popping up now on the mini-map, and I know things are going to get dicey here pretty quick, and I will be stopping this here shortly. Alright. I've got 3 DDs versus me. And what I would like to do is I would like to kill the low HP Gaeta. The issue is this guy, he hasn't really been that effective shooting me. And I'm kind of at a range where it starts to get harder to hit a destroyer that's turning away, particularly one with this low stern. I've put so many shots right over the midship section and his stern. Even if half of those had been aimed a little lower, he'd be dead long time ago. So basically, I'm gonna put a, you know, go away shot at him, and I'm gonna turn into these DDs. Icarus, I don't have too much experience fighting this ship. I know some of the Royal Navy destroyers, they've got a lot of DPM, and that's really why I'm transitioning away from the Gaeta, is I want to make sure that this guy doesn't get a chance to really punish me. So, just basically going to town on this guy, and he turns just a little bit, and I'm able to really smack a good volley in there. Now this Hatsuharu's pushing in, gonna get a last minute shot off on him, clip him with a couple shells. To Gaeta, he's, you know, doing whatever. At this point, I know this Hatsuharu he's either torping my smoke, or he's going to try to YOLO torp me in the smoke. So, gonna pause it right here. With Gallant, you have a pretty restricted torpedo arc. That's part of the reason why I was maneuvering like that, turning so broadside, because basically I want to try to get this guy's bow. Going back to the Shimakaze video I did, I think last week, about close quarter torping targets. Uh, One of the ways to do it, if you're able to get their bow in well inside your torpedo arc, and you're outside theirs, you have an advantage. So watch how this plays out. I actually thought he was going to torp there. Ended up, he was able just to juke right through the torps. And now this is the other way. If you notice, he didn't do the turn of death, trying to torp off one side. He was patient, and he basically dodged my torps and came up and used my speed to pull myself into his torpedo angles. And so he's able to get both of his torps off right up my stern. And while this is going on, I got a couple good hits on him. He's pretty low, but now all of a sudden I've got to try to dodge these torps. And here you're gonna see the handling. I mean, look at this. I'm not losing much in the way of speed, and just that's beautiful. Gallant is pushing back in on me. He gets a fire. I get a shot off. He gets a pretty good lick on me, and I'm down under 1,000. And I'm just trying to evade, trying to kite, and this guy's just gonna get lucky with some hits here, and he's gonna get me. So 4v3 or 4v1. The fourth one got me, and only just barely. If in the previous engagement I should have killed him during that one before I ran into the Icarus and the Hatsuharu, this game would have been very different if I had aimed a little different. Now, one thing to note, just while I'm waiting for my team to hurry up and lose this, when I was coming into the Hatsuharu and the Icarus, I had planes overhead, and that was why I smoked up. They were able to keep those guys lit, and I was able to create that vision advantage that basically let me kill the Icarus without really losing much in the way of any significant HP. And it also bought me time to prepare to engage the Hatsuharu. And, the engagement with the Hatsuharu, I didn't want to, kite back because I'd be pushing into the Gallant who was shooting at me at the time. So it was I knew I had to make this kind of play, and it actually ended up being like this way kind of S maneuver, because I had to turn back towards the Gallant to dodge the torps and tried to kite away. So, that was a pretty good example of using a smoke screen to help turn, a fight into your favor. I mean, 2v1, they should have stomped me. Hell, 3v1, they should have stomped me. But because I was able to get in my smoke screen quick enough, it cost them. So I went on ahead. I stopped the recording here. Not gonna drag it out. I mean, you see how this game's gonna play out, and not gonna waste your time letting you just sit here and watch a fail team. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought this was rather interesting with Gallant. You don't typically get to see a lot of destroyer on destroyer fights with the boat. A lot of it is just assassinating other ships with your torpedoes. Again, these are really good torpedoes. You've got the narrow and the single fire spread options, and you can do a lot with these torpedoes. Um, so this was just a fun game where I was mixing it up with a lot of destroyers. Thought you guys might like to see it. So hope you guys have a good night. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later.